Through this coaching cycle, we've seen a lot of coaches that were hired with zero head coaching experience. And we know with the New England Patriots, that didn't go so well with Mayo. But now the New England Patriots have, as we know, our guy, Mike Vrabel, to lead the Patriots back to the promised land. And one thing that's going well for them is the experience they have, and the NFL is jealous. Let's jump into it. My name is Aaron. You guys know we talk Patriots on the daily right here, so don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button. As you guys know already, those subs are going up. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. So today what we're going to be jumping into, Mike Vrabel keeping someone off Mayo's staff. Let's talk about it. As well, we're going to be jumping into potential trades. As well, at the end, some other fun things about the Patriots. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, the New England Patriots, we know they retained Springer when it came to the special teams coordinator. Now, when it comes to the offensive defensive side of the ball, Mike Vrabel has not kept anyone until now. Ben McAdoo has been retained by Mike Vrabel. You know Ben McAdoo, if we jump in real quick, we jump into his Wikipedia page. First and foremost, look at that picture. That is the type of guy you run into the Midwest that's at a bar, and he's about a couple deep there. That's the type of guy. Kind of like Mike McCarthy. He's the type of guy you walk in and you see at a bar, at a Chili's, at Applebee's or something. Anyways, he's rocking it. But anyways, Ben McAdoo, we jump in here. This is why I love Wikipedia. It has all the information for you. But as you remember, he was the offensive coordinator for the Giants. He won a Super Bowl back in the day when he was a tight ends coach for the Packers. But when he was the coordinator, he ended up taking that job to become the New York Football Giants head coach. That did not go so well for him. And then he moved on to quarterbacks coach and kind of just jumped here and there. What's kind of funny, Thomas Brown, who is the interim head coach for the Chicago Bears, fun fact, he was the offensive coordinator for the Panthers in 2023. In 2022, the offensive coordinator was none other than Ben McAdoo. So listen, Carolina Panthers between 2022, 2023 on the Patriots. But that being said, and also too, fun fact, I'm a Michigan State fan. He was a graduate assistant at Michigan State for a little bit under Bobby Williams. Fun time. So that would have been just after Nick Saban. If you didn't know, he coached there, and we miss him dearly. But that being said, Ben McAdoo, the reason this is such a great move for Mike Vrabel is it's the experience. All the experience that Ben McAdoo has is going to be vital for this team moving forward. Now, let's not only Ben McAdoo, but let's look at the list of head coaches, former head coaches. McDaniels, Marrone, Brown, and McAdoo all have head coaching experience. Now you're saying, well, Thomas Brown was only an interim head coach. Still head coaching experience in the NFL in some capacity. And it's going to be good moving forward, especially on a team that's a rebuild. Again, let's look at other teams that have recently hired coaches in the NFL that have one. The head coach now has zero head coaching experience. And so and again, there have been plenty of times people have came in with zero head coaching experience and they've done great. They've done well. I'm not saying that, but you have to think in the NFL, other teams are looking around at the New England Patriots and thinking, man, look at all the experience they got. Not only do they get the coach they want, which we know the New York Jets wanted Mike Vrabel shortly before he accepted the job. The Jets literally came in. I was going to make a joke, but not going to make a joke. Came in and tried to kind of woo him to the Jets, which obviously didn't work. And so then they had to get Aaron Glenn, which is interesting because he is also another defensive-minded coach, but I also think he is a great leader of men. But when it comes down to it, people also see, oh my gosh, Josh McDaniels, who has had 2 head coaching stints, who is an awesome offensive coordinator in the NFL, clearly, and then Marrone, Brown, and McAdoo. Again, I'm not saying they all had great, perfect experiences as head coaches, but again, it's that whole idea. They were once a head coach. They know the things that, hey, this is what I would do differently. And that's what they're going to bring to the table. So I truly believe there's organizations in the NFL that are like, man, I wish we could have someone like Ben McAdoo as an offensive analyst that can help us. Now, what's interesting too with McAdoo is the players, coaches have said that he really does a little bit of everything. So that will be good. Him being able to be versatile for the Patriots, basically coming in and telling Vrabel, hey, I'll do whatever you need me to do. So it's going to be awesome. That being said, what do you think? Ben McAdoo staying on staff? Comment below. One last look at that picture just because he looks like an absolute rock star. Here we go. Next one. We're jumping into this. We have talked about this briefly before, but NFL insiders suggest teams consider trading for Patriots quarterback, and that is Joe Milton III. You know, he came from Tennessee. Before that, he was at Michigan. He has a freakish arm as well. He is a crazy athlete. When it comes down to it for Joe Milton, though, his biggest asset is the fact, again, that he is a tried and true size when it comes to quarterback. As well, he has the arm, the mobility, but the one thing that needs to be worked on, and the reason he left Michigan, was his finesse, being able to have touch on the ball. And so what's interesting is basically this guy is saying, listen, for any team who needs a quarterback, which there are a good amount of teams right now that are going to need a quarterback. You look at the top of the draft, the Titans need a quarterback. The Browns are most likely going to need a quarterback. The Giants. So 3 in a row need a quarterback. And, you know, I've heard a lot of rumors like, well, what about Joe Milton going to the Titans? That would be interesting. Again, he played football at Tennessee. How would that look? And the question comes down to, looking at the quarterbacks in this draft, is it worth trying to take a quarterback in this draft and wasting a first-round pick? I don't want to say wasting, because you never know. They could have a ton of potential and they could thrive and do well in the NFL. Or would you rather say, okay, we've seen Joe Milton, we've seen what he could do for the most part in the NFL with the time he's played. Do we want to take a chance on Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe, or do we want to take a chance on Joe Milton? So I think it's interesting. Again, it's possible that teams might reach out. Again, and what's crazy too is you look at Joe Milton and the contract he's on compared to what you would have to pay someone like a Cam Ward or a Shedeur Sanders, again, even though he's somewhat dropping in a lot of mock drafts. So it's an interesting proposal. What do you guys think? Again, I think it's smart for the Patriots to keep him, especially because you never, it's the NFL. You never know. If someone gets injured and it comes down to it, Drake May's injured, it's great knowing that you have someone like Joe Milton behind that I think has potential. Again, I don't think he's better than Drake May. There's a reason he's second string. There's a reason he dropped in the draft as far as he did. But I like knowing he's the second string quarterback. As well, last but not least, the Patriots could potentially poach a player from the Buffalo Bills, Kingsley Jonathan, who was back and forth off and on the practice squad for the Bills. He has recorded some sacks. Edge rusher. What's interesting about this is, okay, sure, they could bring him on, throw him on the practice squad, but again, we are looking for big time playmakers. And again, I understand we want depth as well. And so, sure, bring him on, throw him on the practice squad, elevate him when needed. But again, I think the Patriots need to go out there and somehow acquire, again, an offensive tackle, if not two, number one wide receiver, and an edge rusher in some capacity. And though this would be great to take Jonathan, again, I don't think he is the answer that the Patriots need on the edge. Again, he could prove me wrong, 26 years old. Maybe he comes out, balls out, and proves all the haters wrong, especially the people in Buffalo that didn't re-sign him. But when it comes down to it, I don't think he's going to be the one who's going to be opposite side of Keon White. So comment below. Tell me what you think today. Before you leave, hit that subscribe button. Mean the world to me. Hit the like button if you haven't already. That helps me boost my video. You guys rock. My name's Aaron. We'll talk later. Peace.